Samantha and welcome to my Vanilla Mom channel. Today's video is all about Olivia's 9-month update. So Olivia was actually born at 42 weeks, so coming up month we're going to have our 42 weeks in, 42 weeks out photos, which I think will be really fun. She's getting to the point where she's been out of the womb longer than she was inside the womb. And again this month I feel like every day brings something new. She learns something new. She tries to say a new word. She definitely has been babbling for months, and there's specific things that I've heard her trying to say again this month. She is standing a ton and she's cruising just a little bit, but thankfully no signs of walking yet. I hope she at least holds off another couple of months. She does this thing where she will pull up on stuff, no problem. I don't have to worry about her falling over at all. And she'll squat back down and stand back up and squat back down. She does that pretty much all the time now. And she doesn't even have to have something to really hold on to get herself up. She can kind of stand up next to a wall, kind of putting a hand on a wall. She is to where she will have one hand on something, one hand playing. She doesn't need both hands on something to stay steady, which she's starting to really get her balance now. As far as feeding goes, we are trying to bump up the amount of food that she eats. This month was a little bit rough in that she has been teething. The upper two teeth, I think, are trying to poke through, and there's just been a couple of really rough days. It seems like there'll be like 2 or 3 really rough days in a row, and then everything will be fine for a while. And so those 2 or 3 days, she is using the passy all the time pretty much, and she's putting her hands in her mouth, fussier than normal, wants to nurse more than normal. And she was getting to the point, I don't know, it must have been longer than a couple of days this week, maybe close to a week, where she was nursing like 9 or 10 times a day. It was a lot. I was getting really exhausted. I knew I was exhausted. I knew it was more than normal, but I didn't really think about it until one of my friends asked, how often does she nurse? And I was like, she's nursing like every hour and a half. You know, I nurse on demand. It was just a lot. And I was like, wow, I really need to start trying to use other ways to comfort her, because you know we're getting up to that 1-year mark where food's supposed to be their most important thing. If she doesn't self-wean around 1 year, I don't think I'm going to force her to wean, but I definitely don't want her nursing all the time and being connected all the time. So I really tried this last week to encourage her to do other things besides nurse. When she's needing that comfort, I give her lots of snuggles, lots of hugs, and try not to nurse her. And so far it's been great. It seems like maybe I was giving her the boob more than she really wanted the boob, because she's done great. There actually has been no times when I have not offered her the boob that she really ended up needing the boob. So I'm really happy with how we've been lately. She's been nursing 6 times a day. It's been when she wakes up, when she goes down for nap, when she wakes up for nap, when she goes down for bed, and one time during each of her wake periods. So before her nap, sometime between that time she'll nurse again, and then after her nap, sometime before bed, she'll nurse randomly in there. So total 6 times now, which I don't think is that bad. It's still more than I would like to be at this point. More towards the beginning of the month, right after she turned 8 months or around 8 months, she was only nursing 4 to 5 times a day, which I think is great, just to her wake up and going to sleep times, and then maybe one snack in the afternoon. And I was really content with that. I thought we were, you know, moving towards less nursing, and then it just ramped up and now we're back down. But speaking of food, she loves food. We're not doing purees at all except prunes. She will take some other things off the spoon, like I've given her casseroles and stuff at Thanksgiving, and she took things from the spoon but then spit it out immediately. She does not want anything from a spoon if it's not prunes. So it's been interesting. We've had to come up with a lot of more toddler-friendly, baby-led weaning type of things this month. As for sleeping, she's still on the 1 nap a day thing, and it's been going so wonderfully. I can't believe we only do 1 nap, and sometimes still I'm like, she's only a teeny tiny baby. I can't believe she's only down to 1 nap, which has me worried. I know a couple of you guys have commented your baby stopped taking naps completely around 1 year or 18 months, and I'm just not ready for that. I really hope she sticks with this 1 nap for a long time, or if she decides not to take a nap, that we can have some quiet time, and so I can still get some chores done and still have a little bit of a break. Lately, her nap's been consistently around 2 hours, which is fantastic, and her sleep at night is about 12 to 13 hours. So she's still sleeping a ton, maybe more than some babies out there. I think the recommended amount for her age is somewhere between like 13 and 15 hours, and she's getting on the higher end of that. She's getting near 15 hours a lot of the time. So she definitely gets her sleep. I worry, you know, thinking, oh my gosh, she only has 1 nap. She's not sleeping, but she sleeps completely through the night for a really long time. You know, 12, 13 hours, and then she takes a pretty decent nap too. I know we're really, really lucky with the sleep, and I didn't realize how lucky we were with the sleep until I started talking to my mom friends a little bit more. Apparently my mom friends like curse me secretly because their babies don't sleep as good as her. I thought it was just like every baby was sleeping about this good now. I guess I'm really out of touch with what's going on because we've just been so lucky with her sleeping. I feel bad even saying she sleeps through the night. When people are mentioning their babies don't sleep or anything going on, I just try not to talk about it because I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I don't want to make them feel like they're the weird one. When I'm the weird one, I realized I'm the weird one. My baby sleeps a ton. Sometimes I worry she sleeps too much. So there is that side of things that, you know, if babies sleep too much, it can be an unhealthy thing. And I think she's perfectly healthy. The doctors have never said anything about her sleeping too much, but I still have that thought in the back of my mind. What if there's something wrong with her since most of the other babies aren't sleeping that well? So as far as new things that happen this month, now she's sometimes dancing to music. I do play a lot of Disney music on Pandora and on iTunes radio. I just play some music and it runs through lots of Disney music, and she will sit there and kind of bounce up and down, and it's so cute to watch her getting excited about the music. Can't wait for like full-on dancing one day. I think it's going to be so cute. Just the bopping up and down is really, really cute. She also started blowing air out of her mouth so she can really push air out like she was trying to blow bubbles or blow out a candle or something, which I think is really cute. I don't know where she got that from, but it's super duper cute when she does it. As far as new things with eating, she now bites pieces off of everything. Even if I give her like a bite-sized piece, she will hold it in her hands and take a teeny tiny little bite from it. She just loves biting things now that she's got her bottom two teeth. And she also has learned to spit chunks out. So it seems like she'll bite something, spit it out, bite something, spit it out, do that a ton of times. Lately, she has loved apple slices again, and she just kind of shreds them up. She really likes that. It's really fun to watch her spit things out because sometimes she can really project them out. They just kind of fly back on her tray. Most of the time it's just like rolling out of her mouth, but it is so cute. We laugh so much at it. I hope we're not encouraging bad habits. I don't think she connects that we're laughing at her when she does this, but it is so funny. I went ahead and changed my battery, so I'm going to continue down my list. So she hates getting her diaper changed. She tries to roll around, she tries to sit back up, and she just wants to move. She hates being laid on her back. I've always tried to distract her with a toy or with the diaper cream or something, but lately she has seemed to really like to hold the diaper, and it's so funny. She'll hold the diaper, kind of open it as much as she can, and then put it down like she's trying to put on her own diaper. She's done that quite a few times lately, and I think it's just so cute. She's trying to help. And lately she has loved giving high fives, so I'll hold out my hand and say high five, and she'll give me a little high five and laugh and giggle, and I do that a couple of times. She just loves it. Another thing she's loving lately, actually still, she's always loved, she loves books, and we're getting a really good routine on communicating with the books. She'll either pull books off the shelf and try to hand them to me to read to her, or if I ask her to pick out a book to read, she'll kind of look through the books that she's already gotten on the ground and pat one, and then sit there and kind of look up at me, just waiting for me to read it. And then when I read a book, she mostly will just sit there and look at the books, try to flip the pages with me, and when we're at the end, I close it and say the end, and then she pats on the book so that she wants me to read it again. Some books she'll just have me read once. Some books she wants to read like 10 times. There are certain ones she is obsessed with, wants me to read them over and over and over again. And even if I set the book down and try to get her to pick a different book, she will still pat that book because she wants me to read it. So there are certain books I have read like hundreds and hundreds of times already because she just loves them. She just wants me to read them over and over again. And it's just really cute that we've come up with this little system for communicating. I just love the communication. Like I said, last month was like a really big communication leap, and this month I think we're just getting more and more communication. Going along with communicating, I'm working on a couple of discipline things with her. One of them is not putting books in her mouth, and I try not to do anything but say the same things over again and physically remove the book from her mouth or push it down. If she's trying to stick it in her mouth, I'll push the book down and say the same things over and over again. And I feel like she just sees it as a game now. I don't think she's deterred at all if if anything, she's sticking the books in her mouth more and more. So I have had to remove the books. I give her like 2 or 3 warnings and then I take the books away. And it is kind of a punishment to her because she does like playing with them. She does like reading them. And then I have to put the books back down and let her pick out story time books. But it's just one of those things lately that she is just trying to eat every book, and that's where I draw the line. I let her put her mouth on whatever other toy she wants, but the books can get ruined, so I really don't want her sticking her mouth on them. So that's been our challenge lately, and I tried to be really stern about it some of the time. I tried to be like, no, no, and she will cry. She gets scared, so I feel really bad for trying to discipline her when I know it's not that big of a thing. Obviously, with safety things, I am more stern with her and I remove her from any kind of situation that's unsafe. But with this one, I'm like, this is the one battle that I picked out. I don't want her drooling on the books. So I'm drawing the line in the sand and I'm really determined to get her to not put her mouth on the books. And so far it's an epic fail, but I'm still gonna stay consistent with it. She's definitely driving me crazy with putting her mouth on her books. Lately, also, she's been a lot more gentle with the dogs. She just loves the dogs when they're around. She just watches them, kind of crawls up to them. They all run away from her except Emma, which is one of our smaller dogs. Emma will let her pet her, and Emma will lick her, and Olivia giggles when she gets licked, and she grabs at Emma's paws. And the thing with Emma is she doesn't like us grabbing at her paws. She pulls away, she runs away. Sometimes she'll scream if I'm having to cut her nails. She'll scream when I just touch her paw. And with Olivia, she just lets Olivia go all over her, pull on her paws, pull on her tail. I don't let Olivia get really rough with the dog. She's just completely obsessed with Olivia and lets her do whatever she wants and then just licks her, and it's so cute. I can definitely see those two being inseparable at some point when Olivia is a little bit more gentle and they could just sit together and Olivia's going to pet her, and it's going to be really cute to see those two together. The other dogs like her, but they don't sit near her. They don't let her get near them to pet them very much. Snow, our older dog, will let Olivia come up to her and pet her, but she's got really long hair, and so Olivia tends to grab fur and really try to get her to be more gentle with the dogs. And so that's something we're practicing. Sometimes she is gentle. She'll just kind of pat the doggy. A lot of the time though, she gets way too excited and starts clamping down. So I really have to watch her carefully when she's around the dogs. I'll be really happy when I don't have to worry about her hurting the dogs so much, because right now I have to be right on top of her, watching her hand, pretty much having my hand close to her hand. So as soon as she closes, I can pull her hand away before she pulls on fur. I really don't want her hurting the dogs. So far, the dogs have been really gentle with her, and then they run away. And pretty much they just run away as soon as she comes near them. Lately, she has loved crawling over us. She'll just kind of crawl over our legs or like try to climb us if we're sitting on the ground. And we also put out some pillows that she loves climbing on top of. And her daddy just play with the pillows over and over again. And kind of roughhouse, a little bit of beginning roughhousing, and it's really cute to watch them play. Olivia's just laughing so much and loves climbing on the pillows and climbing on her daddy. It's really sweet to watch them develop a better relationship over time. It's just been really fun to watch that. I feel like in the very beginning, all she wanted to do was nurse, and she's still very much a mommy's girl, but she definitely loves her daddy so much. When he comes in, she just lights up. She wants him to pick her up. It's really cute to watch them together. I'm really all over the place because I'm going down my list. I'm going back to food again. She really likes certain foods, and one of the foods is strawberries. She's just obsessed with strawberries. She likes fresh ones. She likes the freeze-dried ones. Another thing lately that she's really liked is sweet peas, just the whole peas. She'll eat those. She likes chicken. Lately, again, she's really liked chewing on apples. She doesn't eat very much of them, but she really likes chewing on them. I think they really soothe her gums when she chews on a cold apple slice. And going along with the food again, she has learned to throw the food to the dogs. So now she will take one bite, and while she's chewing that, throw a couple of bites to the dogs. Sometimes she'll just clear her whole tray. Lately I've tried not to put so many pieces on the tray because I don't want her throwing all the food to the dogs. I try not to encourage the food throwing, but it is so cute. It's really cute to watch that. I hope our dogs don't end up like obese. Mostly they're eating fruit and vegetables, so I don't think it's super bad, but I have a feeling that this is going to be a problem at some point. Right now I'm hoping that it's a phase and she'll just learn, you know, if you throw the food over, the dogs eat it. It's not super exciting anymore. But right now it's cute and it's not too much of a problem. So we'll see where this goes. Hopefully it's just a phase. And then the last thing I want to talk about real quick, this battery is pretty low too. She's kind of said a couple of things. So last month she was really big in saying ma, ma all the time. And now she's making a B sound. She's trying to say brush is what I think it is. She was saying B sounds earlier, but not really associated with much, except I would say boom when she would stack blocks and she would say ba. So I don't know if it was to try to mimic me saying boom. But now I know it's when she has her hairbrush, she kind of plays with it in her room sometimes, and she will say bwa or bruh. So like with a BR sound or a BW sound. And it's so cute. She just keeps repeating that over and over again. She only says it when she does have the brush nearby, so I know it is associated with that. And also she has made a D sound when I'm changing her diaper. I do say diaper or diaper cream, so she is doing a D sound. She hasn't said dada yet, but she is starting to make a D sound here and there, so hopefully soon she'll say dada. I've been trying to get her to say dada. She does say mama. That's pretty much her main noise, is the M sound. And so that's it. I've got to wrap this up because I'm losing my battery. I'll insert some clips for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day. Bye. Open, close, open, wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Hey, Olivia.
What are you doing? Are you ready for a bath? Yeah, you were feeding the doggies your food.